Alright, so I actually got the cameras up on my Gorilla Pods. I got it clamped to one of the pods. So hopefully you can see this. I'm not sure if this first take will do it or not. But this is the part, hopefully you can see this, where I'm going to put in the 1/4 inch line, and then I'm going to cut, and then I'll show you. I'm going to put in the 1/4 inch and then drip line. So I don't need the elbow brackets for this one, like in the other video. That I'm kind of basing this irrigation system off of. Basically, you take the transfer barb. This punch is different, where the barb just goes into the punch as opposed to the punch actually having like a hole in it. And so, yeah, you basically just take it and push it directly in, and it pops out. Don't need that anymore. Take your 1/4 inch line, and once this stuff is on there, because I tested it already, once it's on there, man, it is on there good, and it will not pull out. I had to actually slit it with a with a utility knife to get it back out. So once it's on there, it's good. And now I basically just need to transfer this this valve onto it. So I guess I'm going to put that right about. I guess I didn't think that through before I started shooting this one, but probably right about here. So we cut that off. We put this valve, which controls the flow of water, so I can shut them off if needed. Oh man. A little bit of elbow grease to get that in, but there we go. Alright, I'm going to cut and come right back. Alright, so I put in the drip line here, and you can see I got these stakes. There's different types of ones. There's, I think, steel ones that, are like the U shape that can just go over them, but these are the ones I got, and yeah, connects. So we'll show you here. But basically, yeah, the one barb that connects to, well, this is only about 6 inches maybe of the 1/4 inch tubing, and then it comes to all this the drip line tubing. And I measured out, that's why I got the tape measure out, about 12 feet, 4 feet down basically in each one. And this is one line. It can run about, I think, 16 feet or so before the the pressure starts giving out. So in these 4-foot beds, and maybe I'll cut and show you that too, but I'll just do 8-foot U, 8-foot U, each of those connected separately. But since this is a 3x4 bed, figured I'd put this on just this way with one and show you how it looks. It may not look super pretty right now, but I just kind of put it in there just to get an idea of what it looked like. But mostly trying to put the lines just slightly off center, so they'll be closest to the stalks and the roots and everything. So yeah, I'm actually tempted. I think I may go ahead and turn it on just to see how this one runs, and maybe I'll probably film that here. Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is the first shot at turning it on, just to see what happens. I do have the hose clamped off up there with the thing where basically you just put a kink in it and you flip it the other way. So we're going to see what happens. The hose is on. I'm going to flip this open, and it's going through. I don't know if it takes the water to get all the way to the top to fill the entire 1/2 inch tubing before it starts to come out, but there it goes. Drip, drip, drip. Drip, drip, drip. Man, if this isn't the most exciting thing you've ever seen in your entire life, I don't know what is. Yeah, I was thinking about waiting to put them all in before I tested it, but I was like, man, that would really suck a whole lot if I put all these lines in and then for some reason this thing exploded. It's obviously leaking. I haven't tightened it enough. Let's see if we can just, I don't know. Oh, no, it's coming from the top right here. But that's okay. I got some of the tape that we can put around it. And I may even just need to, yeah, may even just do that. So, anyways, alright, well, a little leak. Probably easy to fix. Alright. Alright, and so this is just the second bed. I may or may not do the couple others tonight. But anyways, but you can see I got the lines. Each started, from the outside on this one. That's about 8, maybe slightly more than 8 feet, since there's a little, loop right here. It's not 4 feet, and then, there's a little area in there. Whatever. So yeah, so I'm going to flip this on, but you can see I got them from the outside. That way, not that I couldn't reach in if I started another one in the middle and then took it and then it finished here, but I figure, that way it should be easier. But everything's open. You can see this bed's kind of wet from the watering. We're going to turn it on again. Pull the switch. You can see it's not leaking anymore. I used, let me open up this tape, this whatever, plumber's tape, whatever it's called. It was literally, it's like 99 cents, but it's awesome as it fixes any seals that you might not have, even with the washer, which was in there, but sometimes it's not a perfect fit. So it's on. We got dripping again in this bed, and the way I have these set up again, like I said, is I pretty much, and I even marked off in this bed, you can see where the feet, like for, even though this isn't like real square foot gardening, I guess, because I'm probably not going to mark these beds off, I still am going to space it kind of like it is. I'm just not going to put any lines, but if you can see, so here's one of the square feet as it would run all the way down, and as you can see I have the lines in the middle, and I'm sure I may need to adjust them, you know, after I put the plants in to see what it looks like. But anyways, but yeah, you can see that again the lines just kind of go down the middle right next to, you know, where the stalks will be growing up. So yep, all right, well I'm gonna try and finish or figure out what I'm gonna put on the next segment. Probably just kind of a recap of what I did, but this was yeah, pretty simple. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I know this wasn't too organized, or, you know, everything was fairly in order, but, you know, it wasn't quite as thorough as having someone hold the camera and me kind of show you, you know, every single step. As you know, this time it was kind of more of a before and after, with the exception of the one shot where I had the camera positioned to show you how I inserted it. But the stuff's pretty simple, and for the most part, again, follow the link. I may put it up just again in case you didn't see it at the beginning. And the garden girl, she's got awesome stuff, and this is how I knew I was going to do my drip irrigation. I wasn't sure if I was going to use all these, you know, those little circular emitters with stakes, and there's like there is a bunch of different kinds of them, but mostly, again, I order all this stuff from online. You can get all this pretty much the same stuff in the store. This all came in one piece, so I didn't have to think about the 5 pieces I needed. I know I just have it all here. Use the back of the hammer to run the line underneath it, and then literally the hose for me goes all the way up. And since I'm just using the drip line, basically, you know, I extended from the main 1/2-inch tubing with one of the just transfer barbs, they call it. This is about 6 inches of just plain 1/4-inch tubing. This is the little knob that you can turn for off and on, so if some beds need more or less water, you can kind of control it that way. And then yeah, and then just running this drip line, you know, from this bed here and this bed here. So mostly, even though this is just a repetition of what, you know, what she did, you know, I just wanted to show you know, a different setup. Her beds are kind of set up the same, but in this instance there isn't. I didn't have to use the elbow brackets, which I will have to use up here, because the drip line comes down, and I will have to basically run tubing up. And if you can see, sorry, it's going to be tubing up here, and then I'll put an L bracket out, and then, you know, do the same thing, 6 inches of the 1/4-inch, the little turn deal, and then the rest of it. So anyways, I hope that was fairly helpful. It was pretty cool to see it work on the first time, other than turning the water on and it was leaking everywhere. But like I said, that white tape just kind of around, you can kind of see it, and there it seals it up good. So yeah, if there's any questions or comments, or if you guys, you know, I'm sure I'll show the rest of it the next time I put up a video. I'm not sure how long all these segments are. Hopefully I don't have to break this up into 2. Wednesday it's supposed to be 70 degrees from pretty much here on out, and the last average frost date for Georgia is pretty much right at April 1st, or depending on which site you look at, it's either like the 25th to April 1st, so the end of March till the beginning of, right at the beginning of April. So I may be planning some of the stuff I have on Wednesday in here, and I'm pretty psyched about that. All right.